all the laps. So that's what our goal is tonight, is just good, consistent laps and work pit road smart and just take your time with it all.
What's going to be the biggest challenge for you?
I definitely think pit road, because it's something I've never experienced. We spend all day practicing here, and so I got that down. And pit road's going to be really difficult, just with your RPMs and matching your times, and then working your pit box and having crew guys running around. So it'll be interesting, but it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Rico Abreu, JR.
Vince, thank you very much. What a very important night for a driver that's had a lot of success so far, Todd.
Yeah, the thing about Rico that's impressive is his ability to adapt. All the way from the low horsepower to high horsepower and open wheel dirt to the Cannon series and now into a truck. This kid's got a great future.
Not only is he a great driver, though, he's a great person. And more so, what I love, Johnny, is I've seen him go to these little elementary schools and give a talk. He tells everybody that you can have dreams even if you're different. And I think that's a really great message.
It is time to go racing from Phoenix. 150 laps on the 1-mile track. Ralph Shaheen, Phil Parsons, and Michael Waltrip will have the call. Enjoy the race, everybody.
Covering a large amount of Arizona is the scenic Sonoran Desert, a place where many find peace. With its captivating scenes of nature. Oh, look, a bee. As one looks upon the horizon, it seems for a brief moment that all is well in the world. While its beauty shines upon you, you breathe in the stillness. The treasure that is Phoenix.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series is ready to roar through the Phoenix Desert. Here live on FS1 with the Lucas Oil 150 as they chase glory and the precious points that come into the penultimate round of the championship. William Byron already clinched the 2015 K&N Pro Series East title. He makes his Truck Series debut tonight. Another future star of the sport is Indiana's J.J. Haley. This 16-year-old makes his third start in the series tonight. He rolls off third. As for the title contenders, Tyler Reddick is third in the points, and he let it be known that he's not done yet by qualifying on the front row. Two-time champ Matt Crafton has many up and down pit road saying he has a truck to beat tonight. If he hopes to three-peat with another title, he needs a win in Phoenix. Eric Jones won at Texas, and it was a confidence-crushing blow to his rivals. Today, he shattered their track record in qualifying. Tonight, he looks to squash their dreams of the crown if he can get another Phoenix win. Let's head downstairs for opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as the Skyline High School Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Phoenix International Raceway Chaplain Ken Bowers offers our invocation.
Heavenly Father, we are indeed grateful to be assembled here in your presence tonight for day number 2 of a wonderful NASCAR weekend. Our prayer is for a safe race. We pray, oh Lord, that we'll be thankful for all your blessings. And we ask, oh Lord, that you would comfort those that are involved in the tragic events in Paris today. Please, dear Lord, protect those who are protecting us. And these things we are grateful for. And everyone said, amen.
Now, here to perform our national anthem, please welcome the Anglem sisters, Michelle, Sienna, and Marcella.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
drivers are headed to their trucks. We'll fire the engines when we return to Phoenix on FS1. Back here in Phoenix, live on FS1. Drivers strapping into their trucks, getting ready to go. The command to fire the engines coming momentarily. Here's some things we're going to be keeping an eye on tonight, like chasing Eric Jones. Can anybody catch the points leader? Or will there be a new winner here tonight and a first-time winner on the tour? Hi, everybody. Ralph Shaheen alongside Phil Parsons and Mike Waltrip. We had to come outside of our booth because it's such a beautiful night here in Phoenix. So let's start with that first question. Can Eric Jones mathematically put this away, Phil, but really put a hurt on the rest?
Well, we went to Martinsville a couple of weeks ago. Matt Crafton carved that lead down to 10 points by winning that race at Martinsville. Then we knew when we went to Texas that Matt Crafton was going to win. He's the king in the mile-and-a-half stair, but Eric Jones passes him early in the race. Crafton had the pole. Eric Jones goes by him, goes on the lead. 117 of the 147 laps at Texas. He dominated that race and opened that point lead back up to 17 points. You see him, a fist pump there for Eric Jones. What a dominating performance. And if you're going to try to gain some points on Eric Jones, you probably don't want to come to Phoenix. This guy has been here twice, and he's won both times. So if the championship contenders can't make a move on Eric Jones here, it's going to be really a struggle for them when they get to Homestead. But if one of the three championship contenders doesn't win here, we got a whole cast of characters that might.
Oh, man, it's been so fun in 2015 watching these youngsters really put their stamp on their NASCAR driving career. And there's three of them tonight that could be real contenders for this win. Just look at Brandon Jones. That 33 truck has been ultra fast. And at Iowa, a track that drives a whole lot like here in Phoenix, he finished runner-up. Could be his night tonight. Another guy that's going to be really strong is Cameron Haley from Canada. This 13 truck's got faster and faster each week all year long. He'll be solid. But the guy that I think will win tonight and get his first win is Monterrey, Mexico's Daniel Suarez. Look at Suarez there. That truck's been fast. He's got 3 second-place finishes, including last week in Texas. He could roll the momentum right to victory lane here in Phoenix.
Yeah, everybody in the garage area tell you Suarez will win. We just don't know when. First thing he has to do, though, is fire that engine up. Let's go downstairs for the command.
And now for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, National Sales Manager for Lucas Oil, Mark Strumala.
Drivers, start your engines.
He'll be in front of us, hopefully not for long. I just fired up. Got a copy of it. Running. No, he's never going to leave it run. Good deal. 10-4,
That's the sound we've been waiting for. That's big V8s rumbling to life. You ready for the green flag? We got it for you when we come back.
Where else does trucking look like this? Nowhere but NASCAR.
There you see the trucks. Engines idling, getting some heat in those motors, getting ready to go. Just about all done with the business. You know, this is a mild Michael Waltrip, but it is certainly a very unique one.
And it's certainly full of speed. These banks are up there where these trucks can really barrel off into the corner. You're going to see side-by-side action and a whole lot of speed.
Let's take a look at our Camping World race analysis. You see this race, 150 laps, 150 miles. That's a short race for these guys. We estimate 2 pit stops at pit window, somewhere between 70 and 80 laps. A lot of talk in the garage, or maybe 2 tires. Limit that time on pit road.
Strategy could become a big part of this race tonight, Phil.
Let's take a look at our Lucas Oil starting lineup for the Lucas Oil 150. 2 title contenders right there in the front row. Eric Jones shattering that track record and qualifying. Tyler Reddick right alongside.
And that Matt Crafton, they can't get very far from him. Matt Crafton back there in row 2.
See William Byron making his series debut alongside Canada's Cameron Haley. Talked about him being a guy that could win. It happened tonight.
There's Daniel Suarez right there in row 4.
2 more guys that you thought may be a winner tonight.
This field's full of talented racers, including Cole Custer. Let's see if we can talk with one of those talented racers, Rico Abreu. Hey, Rico, it's Michael up in the FS1 booth. Do you copy, friend?
Got you guys.
Buddy, you're a winner. You've won at everything you've been on. Are you going to be bold enough to think that maybe you could hop in this truck and get a NASCAR win tonight?
Oh, I don't know about tonight. I think as long as I just get as many laps in as I can and just finish this thing, I think we can have a solid finish at the end.
Everybody we talk to says you're a wheel man and you're going to do really good in NASCAR. We appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk to the viewers at home.
Oh, this is awesome. I've been looking forward to this day, and just hope I can make some good decisions tonight and just be smart about every decision and just go race my heart out.
You got it, buddy. Have fun.
Thank you, guys.
Pace car starting to roll off, and we're going to have some onboards here tonight too, Phil, as you see Eric Jones and the rest.
Yeah, let's ride along with our Chicago winner, John Hunter Nemechek. He's got the Chevrolet onboard. Welcome sponsorship from Anderson's Maple Syrup for that Chevrolet. He will start from the 11th spot.
Let's get on Matt Crafton's Toyota and go for a ride. Crafton is going to be a factor tonight. That's a really fast truck. He's going to roll off from the 4th starting position and search for a title.
We're going to ride along in the Ford EcoBoost onboard camera with Tyler Reddick, 3rd, and points going to start from the front row. And that draw-tight Ford needs to make up some ground tonight.
And right beside him is the point leader, the guy that's on quite a roll, loves this racetrack, Eric Jones in the Calabush Motorsports Toyota. He was talking on the radio just a bit ago. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Usually 2 pit stops. You select the thing left and right separately, just 2 and 2. Probably not in a position where we can do that tonight with everything we got on the line, so we may lose some stuff there, but that's the way I see it. They don't kind of be fuel dependent.
Well, let's take you now downstairs and introduce you to the 2 men who'll be covering all the action for us up and down pit road and possibly in the garage area. We begin with Hermie Sadler.
Well, Ralph, Johnny Sauter announced a couple weeks ago that he would be leaving the 98 team and going over to GMS Racing to fill that seat. That leaves the 98 truck open. A couple names that mentioned maybe going in that truck. Some experienced drivers, maybe a David Reagan, maybe a Regan Smith. We've also heard some young and up-and-coming drivers like a Jesse Little, maybe Rico Abreu. But right now, Johnny Sauter's not worried about any of that. Tonight, he is trying to extend a record that he has of 6 straight seasons with at least 1 victory in the Camping World Truck Series. He starts 16th tonight. If he's going to extend that streak, he needs to get on it tonight. Johnny Sauter trying to go to victory lane here in Phoenix. Vince Wilk.
Well, Hermie, earlier, Michael was talking about potential first-time winners tonight. And when you look at the Camping World Truck Series, it's been a great balance. We've had 13 different winners in 21 races this season. And in fact, when you look at the last 6 races, you see they've been won by 6 different organizations. The noticeable one missing, however, is Brad Keselowski Racing. Driver Tyler Reddick, 3rd in the points race, would love to put BKR's name on that list and tighten up the championship battle tonight. You know, at this stage in the season, strong performances can mean different things. For Reddick's teammate, for instance, 17-year-old Austin Cindric, it's another chance to prove himself after an impressive debut at Martinsville. And for a driver like John Hunter Nemechek, 18 years old, it's an opportunity to win for a 2nd time and maybe lure that key sponsor for a championship run next season. A lot at stake as we prepare for 150 laps here at Phoenix.
There sure is, Vince. A lot of stories all the way through the field, and we want to keep you fans involved in the action here tonight from back home. We want you to vote now at foxsports.com/connect live. And here's the question that we have for you. Which driver earns their first career win tonight? We have 3 options for you to pick from. Is it Daniel Suarez, Cameron Haley, or possibly Brandon Jones? Start the voting right now and let us know what you think. Again, go to foxsports.com/connect live. And boy, everybody jumping on the Daniel Suarez bandwagon right now, Michael.
Well, Michael let him do that. He told him he was going to win the race.
And it's a battle of 3 nations. We've got Mexico, we've got Canada, and we've got Americans here in this graphic. And it looks like right now the favorite is Daniel Suarez, but now here comes Brandon Jones. That's just about as close as they've been on the racetrack all year long.
That might be how they race to the checker flags tonight. Just that crazy, too, because as we've seen in years past here, this can be a pretty wild race.
Yes, last year was amazing, all the action. And remember, guys, we set track record speed. These trucks have never gone as fast here at Phoenix as they are tonight.
Absolutely obliterated the track record in qualifying. Here's that championship battle. Jones, Crafton, and Reddick the top 3, and everybody's good. Everybody's been to victory lane, and they've all been there more than once.
What amazing consistency. All 3 of those drivers, 18 and 17 top 10 finishes. They've got 10 wins of our 21 races so far this year.
But you got to watch this start, Phil. Eric Jones has chosen the bottom. We know how hard it is to run the bottom groove when another truck's on the outside of him. It's going to be really important for him to get a good run at the start-finish line to try to get the nose of that Toyota out ahead of the Ford of Reddick's and get the preferred line into 1.
And you know Reddick would love to jump out in that lead on this first lap here.
It's the penultimate round of the 2015 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Championship. Here's our Ford EcoBoost camera with Tyler Reddick. Perfect time to show you our Ford facts. 4 wins for the Blue Oval this year. Reddick, Blaney, and Logano.
Yeah, 3 wins here at Phoenix, too, so they're good racetrack for the Fords.
Hermie, what can you add about Tyler Reddick?
We're just giving him some instructions on this restart. They have reminded him, do not overdrive turn 1. Very easy to do on a restart. They want him to try to keep the 4 of Eric Jones pinned to the bottom of the racetrack. We'll see if it works.
Here we go. All the glory that comes with a win in NASCAR, but more importantly for 3 drivers, those precious points towards the championship on the line here tonight. Or could we have a first-time winner? The green flag awaits. We're live on FS1 with the Lucas Oil 150 from Phoenix. Jones pulls out to the lead. Reddick tucks in behind, and here comes Crafton in the 88.
We saw J.J. Haley, the 32, go down below the yellow line in the doglegger. That's perfectly legal. It really takes a toll on the truck, though.
Yeah, you can see the sparks as he bottomed out, leaving the racing surface onto the apron. It's a shortcut. You can make good ground down there, but there's a price to pay for it.
Suarez in that orange and white 51. There he goes.
Watch him now fan out.
With Peters right behind him in the red and white 17.
See William Byron, that 9 truck, he's side by side with Cameron Haley. He's never been side by side in a race with these trucks.
It is so difficult to hold that bottom line until your truck really wants to get loose down there. The rookie, the young man, will have to really watch it as he enters the turn. Solid 1 and 2 for Byron there, but he's not able to get out on Suarez. They're side by side heading toward 3.
We know he has a great head on his shoulders. First time in the K&N cars this year. He won the championship in 4 races.
Well, he's learning a great lesson here, how difficult these trucks are to drive side by side in these corners. Speeds upward of 160 miles an hour down into the corners.
Battle for second already brewing as Crafton tries to get to the inside of Reddick's 19.
Yeah, Matt Crafton saw Eric Jones open up about a second lead. He said, we can't have that. We can't have him driving off in the sunset. We have to do something about that.
Vince, how about that 88 of Crafton? He's strong enough to get to second. Do you think he can catch Jones?
Well, I think it's interesting. Phil makes a great comment about having to be aggressive. Junior Joyner, the crew chief for Matt Crafton, told me just as Crafton was strapping in, we've got to win both races if we feel like we can win the championship. We've got to win tonight, and we've got to win next week at Homestead. That's a pretty tall task when you're chasing Eric Jones as good as he is here at Phoenix.
Here's Sauter in the 98, Kennedy's in the black 11, and that's Daniel Hemrick in the green, white, and orange 14 to the inside.
You can see some of those drivers using the apron down there in 3 and 4 to help turn these trucks. You can run those left side tires down below that yellow line and help these trucks.
Guys, there's side-by-side battles all over the road.
Big problems here as the 33 of Jones spins around and collects a couple, including the 9 truck of William Byron. And the K&N Pro Series East champ is already into the wall here tonight.
I think maybe William in the 9 and Brandon Jones in the 33 got together a little bit. Look at all the damage to that 33 truck. One of the guys you thought maybe get to victory lane tonight.
They were racing along for the 7th position, Ralph, and they were side by side. There were side by side battles all over this racetrack. Talked about how difficult it is to run side by side at these speeds. These young racers learning a lesson here.
Yeah, that looks to be terminal for Brandon Jones and that 33. A lot of damage to that Liberty University Toyota for William Byron as well. Look at the left rear. Watch Brandon Jones now go through the dog leg. Looked like Brandon maybe thought he was clear. Williams still had his nose up in there. They made contact, and it turned the 33 around.
Also, Cole Custer in there as well in the 0-0.
Yeah, I think pretty significant damage to him, too. See the big contact into the right side, and then he clips Byron. I think William just felt like he had the space to run on the outside of Brandon Jones, and Jones went up like he wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't think William had any idea that Brandon Jones was going to move up the racetrack. Gets into the 0-0 Cole Custer. That turns him back into William, or actually avoids William, but then Cole Custer with nowhere to go makes contact with William.
Watch the job Timothy Peters does here. The veteran just working it so close to the inside and avoiding contact with the 33.
Take a look from the 8 truck here. John Hunter Nemechek.
You see, William was out against the outside wall.
Look at John Hunter. He ducked all the way to the bottom, got as far away from that mess as he could get.
Michael, you were right about Custer's truck. A lot of damage to the right front of the 0-0. First caution early here tonight at Phoenix. Tomorrow we've got a full day of football for you, including 7th-ranked Stanford taking on Oregon. And if the Cardinals want to get into the playoffs, then this is a must-win for them. And I'll begin Saturday noon Eastern on FS1 at 7 Eastern on your local Fox affiliate.
Ralph, football action is dramatic and fun, but we promised sparks were going to fly here in the desert tonight. We're not even 10 laps into this race. We have a big crash on the back straightaway. These record speeds, Phil, only make these crashes worse.
Here's a dogleg. You see the 0-0. Cole Custer made the move to the dogleg. Brandon Jones maybe thought about going to the dogleg, saw the 0-0, then moved back up on the racetrack, moved out to the outside to try to get a good angle in the corner, but William was there in the 9 truck.
And you have to know that William Byron just assumed that the 33 truck of Brandon Jones knew he was there. These spotters tell the drivers every bit of information. Byron just ran up in a hole that was there, and Brandon Jones closed that hole.
But you're on 3 young drivers, average age about 17 and a half between the 3 of them. So a lot of learning going on out here.
Watch the experience of Timothy Peters avoid this crash. And look where John Hunter goes. He just stops straight to the bottom. What a great job. That's one of those situations, Phil, where a spotter doesn't help you. That was just driving instinct.
Exactly.
John Hunter knew where he needed to go to miss that wreck, and he went there.
Well, we're live here on FS1 from Phoenix International Raceway. It's a Lucas Oil 150, penultimate round of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series for 2015. The points leader, Eric Jones, started on the pole tonight, bringing the field to the green as we go back to green and racing here in Phoenix.
Strong restart by Matt Crafton.
Junior Joyner told Matt he had to be strong and aggressive tonight. You could see on the restart there, he was exactly that. He was ready to roll.
Jones way down to the bottom. Crafton up on the high side, and Jones swings right up in front of him.
And Matt is right there, has his nose tucked up underneath the tailgate of that 4 truck.
One of the things that's going to speak to Eric Jones and his maturity level and how fast he moves up the ladder of NASCAR. We know already last weekend and again this weekend he's running in all 3 divisions. If he wins this championship after being hounded all the way to the title by a guy like Crafton, to the team owners in the other series, that's going to say a lot.
Everybody knows it already. This is a future superstar. This kid can flat wheel anything he gets behind the wheel of. And you can see on that restart, Phil, Matt Crafton said, I'm going to bring it tonight, buddy. Eric Jones, with Crafton all up in his tailgate, was able to drive away and get that gap. It is so hard to shake a guy when he's all over the back of you like that.
You talk about all up into the tailgate. Watch this now. It's going to be a little contact. There was a little bit of contact early in the race at Texas. Did a little bit of damage to Matt Crafton's truck. Matt didn't like that. That might have been a little payback right there.
I heard more to get under our skin and in our hands than anything, so we'll just keep running our race. Yeah, I'm really scared. I told him the best of luck before the race. So.
That's Eric Jones's radio.
That's gamesmanship. Matt Crafton sent word around the garage area he didn't like the way Eric Jones raced him, might have to crash him. Jones got the message and said, I'm really scared. That was a bit sarcastic, Phil.
I think it was too.
Oh, problems on the front straightaway as the 08 truck spins across the line, and Corbin Forster brings out the second caution of the night.
Good, get it fired up.
That means we're going to have another restart with Eric Jones and Matt Crafton side by side.
And you know, Jones is strong, but he didn't just drive away from Crafton after getting the lead. Crafton was able to lay right in there with him. We saw in qualifying how much short run speed that Eric Jones had. Crafton was really good in the long run. That already seemed to be materializing.
Well, the tilted kilt back 08. If Corbin Forster was running 27, looks like he has it.
Keep coming. I'll tell you when to stop. Keep coming.
Looks like he's got it going now. Vince, what can you tell us?
Well, unfortunately, the night is over prematurely for Brandon Jones in the 33 truck. Take us through the accident. What happened?
Yeah, you know, we were racing hard right there at the 9, and I thought I had him clear right there. Derek called me clear, and then I think he probably got a run back up to me. It looks like really, really fast right there, and it was just a close call for spotter-wise, too, with the angle they're at. So hate it for the 9 and all of those guys, and hate it for our guys, too. You know, our Lucas Oil 33 Chevy was a really good truck all weekend long. I thought we had a pretty good truck to contend with them tonight, but, you know, some of these incidents like this happen.
Tough break for Brandon Jones. Ralph?
You know, Ralph, I love that. I mean, he just owned up to what happened. He said it wasn't the spotter's fault. I was there, and then it just was too close to call.
Here's that angle that he was talking about. The spotter's up on the roof above the grandstands and suites over in turn 1. That incident took place on the backstretch. We'll be back. 19 laps completed here. We've already had 2 cautions for 9 of those laps here at Phoenix International Raceway. Just outside of downtown Phoenix in Avondale. This is why we're under caution. Corbin Forster's tilted kilt machine came around, but it looks like, guys, he got a little bit of help.
Looks like the 94 of Timmy Hill got into the back of Corbin Forster and turned him around right at the start-finish line. Corbin did a nice job keeping that truck out of the outside. Well, he may have just touched it right there, but just barely. But he had 2 flat tires.
And he was not happy with Timmy Hill and flings his Hans device at him.
Why'd he throw it into the ground?
You know, they're hard to fling.
Okay, gotcha.
You can see Timmy Hill here leaving the pits. It looked like maybe that could have been a result of something that happened prior to that.
You can see some damage to the left side of that 94.
That was really laid up onto the straightaway when Timmy Hill spun Forrester around.
No surprise here, the driver and crew chief of the 08 have been invited to the NASCAR hauler to discuss throwing techniques after tonight's race. Vince.
Well, the top 2 in this race, Eric Jones and Matt Crafton, are also the top 2 in the championship standings. And we told you earlier about how Crafton felt the need to win both of these remaining races if he was going to have a shot at the championship. Well, the restarts are where the action is. And listen to Crafton's reaction after that initial restart with Eric Jones side by side.
One of you saws across my nose again, getting into 3 like that, and I ain't going to have it. 10-4.
Short and to the point. If he chops my nose like that again going into 3, I'm not going to have it. We'll keep our eye on that situation for sure. Hermie?
Well, Vince, the 19 of Tyler Reddick is right where he needs to be. Got his eyes set on the 88 and the 4 in this championship battle. Now, Tyler reported to his crew chief, Doug Randolph, that after the first caution, the last little green flag run, his truck got tighter through the center of the corner, especially turns 1 and 2. And that created a little bit of a loose condition on late exit. We'll see how his truck reacts after this caution period as well. But so far, a solid night for the 19.
Well, we asked you fans to get involved with our broadcast tonight by going to foxsports.com/connect live. And the question was, which driver do you think will earn their first career win here tonight? Daniel Suarez, Cameron Haley, or Brandon Jones? Well, we know Brandon's out. Haley and Suarez still in it. And a lot of people agree with you, Michael, that it's possibly Daniel Suarez.
Well, he finished second last week. This team is solid. Talked to his crew chief, Jerry Baxter. He said in the longer run, the best truck on the track was the 4 of Eric Jones, followed by the Crafton truck, the 88, and Suarez. Those 3 could battle for this victory.
I want to see this restart here, too, with Matt Crafton and Eric Jones.
Well, we've closed out our voting on foxsports.com/connect live, and Daniel Suarez is the winner, as you guys feel at home. Let's go back to Vince.
Well, heavy damage on that 00 of Cole Custer. The right front is significantly damaged. They do hope to get back out. I talked with crew chief Joe Shear. He said, if nothing else, if we can just get back out and get more laps, every bit of practice we can get, will make a difference down the road.
Watch this restart, Ralph. We saw Matt Crafton being really aggressive on that last one. If he jumps too soon, NASCAR will black flag him.
Well, we've heard Jones and Crafton talking about it on the radio. Could they get into each other? Could that shake up this championship? Here comes the green again.
Another look how hard Matt Crafton drives that truck down into one.
And it sticks, Phil. He's able to round that corner and put his nose out ahead of Jones.
He talked about turn 3. He's down to the bottom comes the 32 truck. Making them move down there is Haley. Crafton tucks in behind the 4 of Jones, and this time everything's smooth through 3 and 4.
Smoother, but Crafton was trying to put the crossover move on him. Duck back to the inside. Jones held his line perfectly.
See Cameron Haley drive to the inside of J.J. Haley. Cameron's in the 13. J.J. is in the 32.
Timothy Peters coming along as well. He's going to make the move to the inside.
Peters right there in that red and white 17. Inside on Haley's Great Clips truck.
Look how much of the apron Timothy Peters is using over there. At least half the truck down below the yellow line.
Sauter coming through here in that green and black 98.
Solid start to this race for Johnny Sauter. He's able to work to the inside of Haley and try to grab another position. 98 truck is strong.
Started all the way back in the 16th spot, did Johnny Sauter.
Little contact, too, with the 32 as he worked that Smoky Mountain truck through there. You got the bumper cam from John Hunter Nemechek as he's right behind Daniel Hemrick.
John Hunter wasn't even on the road. He was down on the apron making ground. We talk about him cutting the apron on the back straightaway. John Hunter found some grip down on the bottom of turns 3 and 4.
He didn't even use the racetrack.
Man, I love truck racing. These guys get with it. It's a short race. They know they got to get it done in a hurry, and we see a lot of action.
That's Tift and that black 54.
Look at John Hunter down there in the apron again.
How does he know about that lane? I've never seen anybody take that line.
They all know about it now, don't they?
That's impressive. Love these young kids. They're not afraid of anything. They just want to win. John Hunter Nemechek's already a winner in the Truck Series this year.
Good run off the corner. Watch him duck down beneath the 32 of J.J. Haley.
I can't imagine.
What a great view from that bumper cam.
Well, I guess, in baseball, you try to...
there, Michael.
In baseball, you try to hit them where they ain't. I guess John Hunter says, no one's down there. I can use that road. Makes the pass.
He made it work. Gets around it. John Hunter Nemechek now sits in 8th. Haley back in 9th. Tift rounds out the top 10. William Byron had his issues tonight, Vince.
Well, unfortunate, too. His very first Truck Series start ended early. What happened?
We just, I felt like the two of us were side by side, and I guess he got cleared, and he wasn't clear yet, but it's all right. It's a racing deal. It's really unfortunate. These guys at KBN worked really hard on this truck. Just hate to end it that early like that, but keep my head up. I've got a whole year of trucks next year that I'm really looking forward to.
Good luck to you. He'll run full-time in the Camping World Series with Kyle Busch Motorsports next season.
Going to be a great addition to the tour.
Oh, totally.
Both of those young men, those interviews were so professional. They knew that that wasn't intentional and it just was a racing incident. Certainly unfortunate, but very, very mature of them for their years to be able to recognize that and be cool about it.
Meanwhile, Matt Crafton has stayed right with Eric Jones. Eric's not been able to shake him.
And you think about Matt Crafton, he's a long run. He's a guy that can really take care of his tires and get the most out of that truck as the tires are wearing. I think the fact that he's staying up with Jones here early in the going means he's got something for Eric.
And Jones has been busy behind the wheel today, as we mentioned earlier, running all 3 divisions again here this weekend, just like he did out at Texas a week ago. So he's had already a lot of laps on the track today.
And that means he's a happy 19-year-old. You get behind the wheel, the kind of racing vehicles he's able to drive, that's a good feeling.
So we update you on a couple other drivers that we've been talking about here. Daniel Suarez restarted 6th. Guys, he's dropped all the way down to 16th. Talking about the fact that truck a little bit tight. And Rico Abreu, he's running in 19th in that number 31 truck. There he is. That's the black and green 31, his debut in NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.
There's a 0-2 of Tyler Young. Takes a peek to the inside. Thought better of it. That's Chad Boat in the 16 truck right in front of Rico. And Austin Cindric in the 29 truck making his second start. Look at Rico down there on the apron.
And we're just learning every lap. We're learning as we go, trying to figure out what it takes to make moves on other trucks. I mean, this is so foreign to him. These racing trucks are heavy, and we talked to Rico, and he says the engines feel about the same, but other than that, that's it.
Well, and he's going to make green flag pit stops tonight as well for the first time, and here they come. Crafton looking inside of Jones, showing the wheel, letting them know he's there.
I was talking to Matt Crafton's crew chief, Junior Joyner, before the race. I said, you thinking about points? He said, absolutely not. All we're thinking about is winning these next 2 races, and the points will take care of themselves.
Well, I know Eric Jones knows that 88 truck can win tonight, especially the way he's heating him up as we run out to lap 34 on these tires.
We talk about Eric winning the last 2 times the trucks have been here. You know who finished second here to him last year? That 88 of Matt Crafton.
Eric Jones has been dominating up front so far tonight, Vince, but he cannot shake Crafton.
Well, and Eric Jones' truck not handling to his liking right now either. He said it's just a little bit too tight through 3 and 4. Can't roll the center the way he wants or get back to the gas as quickly as he would like. So while the truck is not quite as good as he hopes, he's also got to be fending off Matt Crafton, whose machine looks pretty stout.
This is what NASCAR is all about. 2 guys racing for a championship, racing for the win.
Dealing with Timmy Hill right now in the 94. And look at this battle here. Peters holding 5th right now, trying to get Haley for 4th. And Sauter right there with him, Hermie.
And we mentioned Johnny Sauter trying to go to victory lane for the 6th consecutive year. He qualified 16th, but he is right on the edge of the top 5, battling with Cameron Haley and Timothy Peters. His truck in the beginning of the run a little bit free, but as this run has moved on, he's running lap times comparable to the top 2 or 3 trucks on the track, just fighting a little bit of an arrow push in traffic. But Johnny Sauter definitely on the move.
Peters the winner at Talladega earlier this year in that 17. These 2 continue to squabble over the point position here at Phoenix. Well, Jordan Anderson is rolling the 74, but not under his own power. The engine seems to have let go in the 74. That brought out another caution. 3rd one of the night.
Yeah, we heard that engine brake coming down the front straightaway and just wasn't able to coast back. Jordan Anderson with an issue.
Pretty good bet we're going to see pit stops now.
Pretty good bet we're going to see some strategy too, right, Phil?
I think 2 tires would be the word of the day. We haven't had that many green flag laps so far.
But do you take rights or lefts?
I think I might think about lefts, so then I know I can take rights next time.
Well, let's find out what they do. Hermie, you kick us off.
Tyler Reddick is tight. They will raise the track bar on the right side. It will be 2 right side tires on the 19 and fuel for Tyler Reddick. Vince.
Well, the 88 of Matt Crafton, he said it starts free, but then it comes to him. So they're going to make a small adjustment on this truck. It's going to be right sides for the 88 of Crafton, also the 4 of Eric Jones, who you see up ahead, so they can both keep an eye on each other and what each team is doing. It's right side only for the 4 of Eric Jones.
Ooh, boy, it looks like the 19 may have beaten Matt Crafton off of pit road.
That was a lot of speed. You can see Reddick did indeed get off pit road before Crafton. Watch the problem here on the right front, and he still beat Crafton off pit road. See, just a bit of a delay there. The tire changer, though, does a great job recovering. Drop the jack, and away he goes. Got a chassis adjustment, too.
Yes, Tyler Reddick has to wait for that tire changer to get around the front of that truck.
On board with the driver out of Northern California. He tries to stay in the title hunt. Back here in Phoenix, working the 3rd caution. 16 laps so far under yellow. The 43 completed. Scheduled for 150 tonight. Getting ready to go back to green. An uncontrolled tire for the 29 will hinder his progress here. That's Austin Cindric, son of Tim Cindric, who's one of the head men at Penske Racing.
Yeah, still on the lead lap, though, so just going to have to play a little catch-up here.
Great young kid. Gotten to know him over the years. Watched him grow up a little bit. And he
races everything.
He races everything literally around the world as we go back to green here in Phoenix.
Much like the very start of the race with Tyler Reddick on the outside of Eric Jones. Who's got a spin?
Yes, we do, and we're going to pile them in, including Rico Abreu in the 31. The orange cone is involved as well, and this one, that's the second time in 2 weeks somebody's taken out the orange cone in the process.
Man, that's a shame for Rico. Just a victim of another spin.
Looked like maybe the 5 of Dalton Sargent got sideways.
Yep.
There's the damage to that.
They were squabbling over 14th position.
Pretty hard. It bent the whole cage in and stuff on the left front.
Talking about the roll cut, you can see where he got it right in front of the door, right behind that left front tire.
And there's the damage to the right front on Rico's truck.
That's got to do it for him tonight. That's a lot of damage to that corner.
That's tough when you're just a victim like that. Restarts are certainly a critical part of the race, and things got to jump a little bit. See if we can take a look at what happened to start this. Ooh, the 15 of Mason Mingus looked like he locked his brakes up, got into the 5 of Dalton Sargent, and Rico. Ben Kennedy also with a lot of damage in the 11. Nowhere to go.
And look just to the inside, slip Daniel Suarez. You can see the orange truck just ahead.
Wow.
That's such a shame. I was looking forward. Ben Kennedy on a good run lately, too. Had a strong run in Texas. I was so looking forward to these youngsters competing, getting laps under their belt. A couple of wrecks that just wasn't of their own making.
Yeah, and Ben was hoping for a good night, too. His sponsor, Local Motors, from right here in the area, was looking to run in front of them. Rico won the Chili Bowl Nationals earlier this year. Won one on the K&N Series. Out early here tonight. Back here, working the 4th caution now. Lucas Oil 150. They're inside the cockpit of the number 14 of Daniel Hemrick, trying to get him going. Phil, that truck pretty much stopped on the entrance to pit road.
Yeah, undoubtedly some sort of an electrical problem for Daniel Hemrick. He was running in the 6th spot, had a good run going, but stalled after the caution flag came out. They pushed him to pit road, and the guys are trying to figure out how to refire it. Looks like they may be putting a battery in it.
No, he's come unplugged. You can see the plug right there on the side.
Wow. Really well done, Mike. Hermie.
It's a battery issue on the 14. Obviously, looking in the battery terminal area, they said complete failure. They've been in, he tried to switch it from inside the truck to no avail, so they're going to have to switch out the battery and the cables on the 14. Tough break for Daniel Hemrick.
Let's take a look at our Lucas Oil race break here and get you caught up if you're just joining us as to how the action's been going here in Phoenix. We got this one started after a record lap in qualifying. Jones was on the pole and then caution quickly inside of 10 laps.
Battling for space on the back straightaway, and around goes Brandon Jones. He caught Cole Custer, William Byron. Those guys were really looking forward to just getting out there, making laps and learning, and it wasn't too long until they were in the wall.
Corbin Forster on lap number 15 gets turned around by Timmy Hill, spins down the front straightaway. A little bit of a throw there. He bounced it off the ground. That would have been a ball, by the way.
And Jordan Anderson's engine broke coming down the front straightaway, and he couldn't quite coast back to the garage area. Watch a little bit of a delay here on this right front tire change, but the team does a great job recovering. They drop the jack, make a chassis adjustment, and he gained a spot on that pit stop.
And then this restart here, the most recent caution. So they get together down in turn 1.
Looked like Mason Mingus locked the brakes up. When he did, that truck went straight, ran into the 5 of Dalton Sargent. See Ben Kennedy, that Local Motors truck with so much damage, as well as Rico Abreu. A promising start to his NASCAR career comes to a short end.
And Ben Kennedy is off the track in the garage area. Trouble for him after that wreck.
Fox Sports proudly supports Folds of Honor and its mission of providing educational scholarships to families of military members who have been killed or disabled while serving our country. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com. There's Austin Cindric in his 29.
A little bit of trouble on pit road for Cindric. You can see the tire get away. The green lines are his box, and there can't be equipment leave, and there it went.
Yeah,
tire out of his box.
It's the tire carrier's job to roll that tire to the guy that has it right now, but you can't roll it out of the box to do that.
And it has to be in control, and he obviously lost control. Cindric went to the back, but man, he was impressive in Martinsville, working his way up through the field after not such a great qualifying effort. Finds himself back in 19th position. his run at Martinsville was impressive. Let's see if he can pull another good run off here.
Here's Cole Custer back out on the track in the 00. One side of the truck looks a lot better than the other.
Yeah, tough night for Cole Custer. Remember, this team will be full-time. Junior Motorsports will field this truck for Cole Custer. He will turn 18 before the season starts. He will run full-time for the championship next year.
Rico Abreu made the mandatory visit to the care center. He has been released, and we're ready to go back to green.
Guys, I've been really impressed with the 17 truck of Timothy Peters. He's made a good run up through the field early after a pit stop and a bit of an adjustment. See if he's got something for Crafton and Eric Jones at the front.
Crafton down on the bottom. That's the first time he's gone down below the yellow line through there, isn't it?
I think he'd like to get by that 19 truck of Tyler Reddick and go chase down that 4, put some more heat on Eric Jones.
Well, we saw at the start of the race, he got hung up behind Reddick for a bit. Jones pulled out to a big lead. Once he got around Reddick, Crafton was able to close in and put some heat on him. Wasn't a very good exit to turn 2 there for Crafton. Looked like he lost a lot of ground.
Had a little trouble in the center of the corner there. Lost all his momentum, it looked like.
And look at Eric Jones already opening up a gap on Tyler Reddick. Crafton's going to have to get around that 19 in a hurry and chase him back down.
Yeah, there's that red and white truck of Timothy Peters, Michael, like you were talking about. Solid right there in the 4th spot. And how about Johnny Sauter? Started back in the 16th spot, already up into the top 5.
Bringing Cameron Haley along with him in the 13. They run 5th and 6th. John Hunter Nemechek right behind him.
Yeah, Hermie mentioned how much Johnny Sauter would love to get another win here. It would be 7 seasons in a row with a victory for Johnny Sauter if he could get one here these last 2 races. A couple promising young drivers right there. Cameron Haley knocking on the door of victory lane, and John Hunter Nemechek behind him already got to victory lane in Chicago.
A couple of teenagers really impressive here in the Truck Series.
So many people, Hermie, excited to see what Rico Abreu could do here, and unfortunately his night is over early.
Yeah, disappointing finish to the night for you, Rico, but looked like nowhere to go on the racetrack. What happened from your perspective?
Yeah, the O2 or somebody just got, I think they hit their brakes too hard and slid all the way up across the track. Just an unfortunate situation for us, but hopefully we can get to Homestead. I don't know what they're going to do because we didn't get to run that many laps, but just minding my own business back there, and just that's part of it.
Outside of the accident, what did you learn today, or did anything today surprise you in this learning curve for you?
Really just racing behind guys and understanding what your truck does. I just was learning. It's just all a learning process. Pit road was good. I made a good stop and actually gained some spots. So, I just got to thank everyone at NTS Motorsports, Bob Newberry. They did a great job preparing that car. As you can see, I'm here safe, and just thank everyone a part of that team.
That's Rico Abreu. He's out for tonight, guys.
You know, one thing Rico mentioned was the fact that he hoped to run Homestead, and NASCAR has a pretty extensive approval process here, so obviously they approved Rico for this race, and they were going to monitor his race tonight and see if they would approve him to run Homestead next week, and it's a shame it got cut short. Certainly nothing he did wrong, and hopefully they'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, we talked to Robin Pemberton with NASCAR, and Robin said he's been so impressive. Everything he's done it by the book and did a great job. This was an accident he couldn't avoid. I think he'll be in Homestead. I certainly hope so.
I've watched Rico for a lot of years. That's a great young driver. We're going to see a lot more of him in a lot of NASCAR competition. Vince.
Well, that 51 truck there is Daniel Suarez, and Michael mentioned in the open, he thought maybe he could be a guy to win this race tonight. He's finished second 3 times, knocking on the door victory, but they have struggled from the get-go. They had radio issues early, and then they had a slow leak in the right rear, which caused them issues during the first run. So they had to come in, get that taken care of. Now running 12th, trying to work his way up through the field. But count on this KBM truck to make his way through, because they have been bad fast this weekend.
Yeah, he's right behind Gallagher's 23 as we go back up front to the battle for second between Crafton, who you're right on board with, and Tyler Reddick's number 19 just in front.
Yeah, Matt Crafton, if he's going to do anything with Eric Jones, he's going to have to get by that 19 truck with Tyler Reddick. Jones has opened up almost a 2.5-second lead now over that 19 of Reddick.
Whatever Rudy Fugle and that team did to Eric Jones's truck on that pit stop, it was quick and it was precise because he's faster now than he's been all night.
And around the outside of Jennifer Jo Cobb's 10.
See Peters, he's dropped about a second off this battle for the second spot. Johnny Sauter unable to make any progress either, back in 5th.
Boy, Reddick came firing out of the box early, didn't he? Winning at Daytona, then came back, picked up another win at Dover, and it's kind of been a little off since then.
Really
up
been
and
solid.
down.
17 top 10 finishes for Tyler Reddick this year out of the 21 races we've had. They've been solid, been very competitive, had some great runs going that didn't result in good finishes. Like in Canada, he was running up in the top 5 and got into an accident and had a poor finish there.
There's Haley in the 13 with John Hunter Nemechek. Good fight here for 6th position between these two.
This thing happens to go green a good while, which hopefully it will. Us with 4 tires, everybody ahead of us has just got 2. This might pay big dividends for us. 4.
Love that. That's exactly what your young race car driver needs to know, that he's got an advantage on the competition. There goes Matt Crafton. He's going to take the 2nd spot from Reddick.
Now we'll monitor the gap now. He's right now, Crafton was 2.8 seconds behind that last lap. Now he's 3.3 seconds behind, but again, that was with that pass. We'll see if he can gain on Jones here.
Wow, you can see the distance he put on Reddick, just that fast. It's that difficult to make moves on other vehicles. You're running in their wake, in their air, and getting around them is just so very difficult.
Look at the brake rotor glowing on Cameron Haley's number 13 truck.
We saw the same on Crafton as he raced inside of Reddick into turn 3.
Oh, boy. Look at how close it is here with Haley and Nemechek.
What a great view from that bumper cam in John Hunter's truck. Great to see some sponsorship aboard that truck as well. Anderson's maple syrup on that truck.
Safeway and Albertsons as well. He stayed on this track on the back straightaway, but watch where Nemechek goes when he gets to 3. Down under the yellow line and makes the pass on Haley.
Well, and in talking to John Hunter about that truck for the majority of the year has been just black with that number 8 on the side. And he said, you know, that's really what we need, some good sponsorship help to get them on through to really go fight for that championship.
Well, he's been so solid all year long, Ralph, and I talked to his dad, Joe Nemechek, and he said what we need to run better is budget. We need more money so we can develop our trucks further. They've got that money now. They're going to be fun to watch in 2016.
Eric Jones and the rest of the title contenders have been a lot of fun to watch this year. Jones, Crafton, and Reddick have been putting on a fight. Who's going to be at the top of the podium? Just 2 races left in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series for 2015. The Lucas Oil 150, the penultimate round. And it takes place here at Phoenix International Raceway. You're watching it live on FS1. That's Eric Jones in the black and red flamed number 4. He's the points leader. He's been the race leader. Started on the pole with a track record lap this afternoon. And, well, he's been a dominant truck here tonight, Vince.
Well, and they've been pretty pleased with the truck. The crew continually reminding him to take care of it. And when they say it, they mean that right front tire. They want to make sure they don't wear that out and end up blowing that right front. But there's no question his truck is good, although Eric says he needs a little bit more help. Like he had that first pit stop, still too tight getting back to the throttle. And the 88 of Matt Crafton, of course, 2nd place in this race, 2nd place in the championship as well. Came into this race trailing by 17 points. They loved their truck on the long run during practice yesterday. So as long as this stays green, they believe they're going to get better. And remember, when Crafton took over 2nd place from Tyler Reddick, he was 3.3 seconds behind Eric Jones. You see it now, he's 1.8 behind. He's gaining on the leader. Hermie?
Well, Vince, the 19 of Tyler Reddick, his truck is tight through 3 and 4. A bad place to have a push. That's a long, sweeping, flat corner. Now, the issue with the 19, after about 15, 20 laps, his lap times stabilized with those of Crafton and Jones. The problem is not quite good enough on the short runs. They'll make some adjustments when they come to pit road, probably around lap 120 to 125.
Past the halfway point here tonight.
A green flag stop can really mix this thing up. You've got to get on and off pit road without a mistake. The team's got to be solid. We can see that both Reddick and Crafton can keep pace with Eric Jones after 10 or 15 laps. These trucks handle differently when you come out of the pits under green conditions than they do on yellow. Could be the advantage they need to close that gap.
Well, you've seen a look at the trucks at the front. Here's Ben Kennedy in the 11. Move back a little bit further. There's a 54 of Matt Tift, who right now runs in 7th.
Yeah, started back in the 17th spot. Really made a nice run up into the top 10 here. Matt has 4 top 10 finishes this year, looking for another one driving for KBM.
Yeah, when you start that far back, we talked about how difficult it was for Crafton to get around Reddick. You know, you lose so much ground, but Tift has been solid. Now up to 7th. He could have something for him in the second half of this race, because that time by, Phil, he was the 3rd fastest truck on the track.
Eric Jones has clinched leading the most laps here, and that's going to be important heading into Homestead.
Needs every point he can get in order to try to have a cushion when you get to Miami to get this championship.
There's Cameron Haley currently running in the 8th spot. We heard his crew chief Jeff Hensley talking about the fact that they put 4 tires on that pit stop and really thought it would pay dividends later on. Again, we've only run about 40 laps since that pit stop. They really haven't shown up yet. Maybe they will.
Las Vegas winner John West Townley, the Zaxby 05.
Running in the 9th spot.
Yep.
And John West has just been impressive this year. That Vegas win, the way he drove that truck up front all night long, he's just gotten better and better, running along in a nice spot.
As we round out a look at our top 10, behind him, J.J. Haley, 32.
Yeah, J.J. looking for his first top 10. This is only his 3rd start in the series. Looking for his first top 10. 14th is his best finish so far.
You can see behind him there Spencer Gallagher and Daniel Suarez. We talked at the top of the show. We thought Suarez could compete for a win. He's struggling to run inside the top 15. Heard about a slow leak in a tire on that first caution. Phil, sometimes that'll hurt the crew because Daniel was saying, I'm really tight, I'm really tight.
He'll adjust for that.
They'll work on it, and then they find out they had a leaky tire.
We've only had 3 leaders tonight. As we said, Jones has pretty much dominated at the point. This is 32 of J.J. Haley. Started up with a career-best qualifying effort tonight. Rolled to the green in 3rd.
That's right, but the truck just hasn't been as good as they would like it to be. You see that how his positions have faded a little bit. He said he just can't keep the nose down the way he wants as he goes through the turns. The dirty air definitely affecting that 32, but still, pretty solid effort from this young kid.
Yeah, just 16 years of age, started racing around the age of 9, and here comes our race leader working through some traffic here.
Takanori Ogata in the 63 truck. Driving for the Mittler brothers, one of 2 trucks they have in the field.
Mason Mingus up next as he comes up behind the white 15.
Really got to be careful when you're picking your way through traffic. Make sure those lap trucks know you're down low.
Can really cost your lap time too. That last lap back, Crafton was a half-second faster than the 4 of Eric Jones.
Yeah, and he's gotten within a second and a half, Phil. That's the closest we've seen him. He's cut that lead in half since he got around Tyler Reddick. 88 truck is coming.
Yeah, he's a full 6 seconds now ahead of Tyler Reddick. Here's Eric Jones now. He really gets slowed down here. That's why we saw that half-second gap on this lap for Eric Jones, slower than Matt Crafton.
Well, he cleared that group.
Low he's able to keep that truck. That turn 1 and 2, there's a little bit more banking down there. The truck wants to go up the hill, but Eric's just been so impressive when he's gotten the lead to hold the bottom and keep that truck out front. But Matt Crafton is able to do the same thing. You can see he's totally under the yellow line.
Matt Crafton's closed a bit within about a second, 3/10, guys.
The driver of the Menards, 88, 2-time and reigning champ, staying right with him. There's a new tradition in college basketball you're not going to want to miss. Cabot tip-off games. It's the Big East against the Big Ten for 4 days of incredible action beginning Tuesday with Nebraska versus Villanova. only on FS1.
Look at this.
Battle for the lead. Crafton has reeled him in. They get around the inside of Austin Cindric. Our race leader is in that black number 4. That's Eric Jones. And Crafton is closing as the battle for the championship heats up here in Phoenix.
I think these trucks are really pretty even, but I tell you, Matt Crafton.
Get through it like you, man. Stay strong right here. Show them how it's done.
Matt's got a lot of good brakes in traffic. Eric Jones has been held up a little bit.
And you know, the more trucks you lap, the harder they get to pass, Phil, and that'll really hold up the leader as guys battle to stay on the lead lap.
Crafton was just 1.4 seconds behind him only 6 laps ago, and now here he is racing with him for the lead.
Trying to get by the 16 of Chad Vogt. Vince, the 88's right on his rear bumper.
He is indeed, and the one thing you're going to want to watch here, he says when he tries to make a pass, we're talking about the 88 of Matt Crafton, the front end of the truck gets very sketchy, and he feels like it's difficult whenever he has to make a pass. It gets a little sketchy, and it's a little free in the front, so we'll see that as he closes in on Eric Jones. Jones, by the way, says he's a 5 or 6 on a scale of 10 tight. They're about 8 laps away from a pit stop.
And you know, Phil, we saw that from Crafton when he was battling with Reddick. He lost all his ground to Jones because he was unable to pass Reddick. As soon as he made the move around the 19 truck, he drove away from him. And that's exactly what's happening here. He got right to the back of Jones, but now he can't go anywhere.
1 and 2 in the race, 1 and 2 in the points. The 2 Toyota drivers battling for the win here tonight.
It makes you wonder if maybe Junior Joyner needs to do something to try to get track position. If he can get in front of the 4, have that clean air, that may make a big difference as we see Johnny Sauter trying to take 4th from Timothy Peters.
Oh boy, and John Hunter Nemechek coming along as well in the 8, and you go on board with his bumper cam. Right to the bottom. Here he comes, looking around the inside of Timothy Peters.
Peters shuts the door on the inside of the lap truck, gets to the bottom, takes the line away from John Hunter.
That's Travis Quapple in the black 50. John Hunter way down below the yellow line. Back up he comes.
I'll tell you, I get a little dizzy when we rode along with him down on the apron.
That's a heck of a ride down the back straightaway. Look at that line he's taking. No one's running where John Hunter is.
Looks like it's working, too.
He's making it work.
Inching up alongside of the Red Horse 17. And he's got him blocked in. Peters tries to pinch him down to the bottom. Timmy Hill on the outside of the 94. 3 wide as John Hunter dives all the way down below the yellow line. Right up alongside the door. Inching past as they go into turn 3.
Got a little bit loose that time. You saw Timothy Peters creep back up on the outside as they exited 4.
Side by side, they continue to battle, fighting over 5th.
Man, that's a lot of talent there between those two, battling hard but respecting each other, making the pass on the bottom.
Haley in the 13 runs in 9th.
Haley in the 32 runs in 10th.
He goes all the way to the bottom. Gallagher right behind him in the 23, and Suarez, that's through the top 12.
Suarez right up on the rear bumper of Spencer Gallagher. I thought he might make contact there.
That was a close call for sure.
Look at that's Eric Jones right behind. These are some really good trucks about to go a lap down here.
Well, and this also means it's going to be a great opportunity for Crafton to close in because it's going to be very difficult. Look at all that traffic in front of Jones.
Yeah, most of these lead lap trucks too. This will be possibly Matt Crafton's best opportunity to try to do something with Eric Jones here.
And maybe it's time to make a call where you get to pit road. Whoa, Suarez slides up the traffic. Phil, maybe you get to pit road and avoid all this traffic.
Come early, come early.
Come early, get some tires, and then you're not going to be in this glob of trucks.
Potential for green flag laps coming any time. Green flag pit stops coming any time under these racing conditions here.
We've only run 60 laps since these guys were on pit road. They should be able to go at least another 10 or 15 laps if they choose to.
On board with Crafton. He's there. That's our race leader just in front of him. And we know that Jones and Crafton have been having a little bit of a war of words in the garage area, battling very intensely on the racetrack in the last few weeks, and it could heat up right here. Crafton all the way below the yellow line. Where does he come back up? Right alongside. Oh, the wall. Ogata's going to bring out the caution.
And we got a new leader as Matt Crafton makes his way around Eric Jones.
We're good right here, guys.
What a move by Crafton. Off the track, used the apron in turns 3 and 4, and made the move around Jones.
We know these guys got 2 tires on that last pit stop. We know they would like to take 4 now. They don't need to fill it up with fuel. We only have 46 laps to go. Watch this pass right here.
Jones was racing hard with Suarez on the outside. And it looks like he had to either lift or brake a little bit here as Suarez started to come down a little bit, and that's what kind of helps as the 88 gets by right here.
I think Jones just gave Crafton room because I think he said, Matt's coming in there whether I leave him room or not. And that was probably a wise decision from what we've heard.
And didn't want to get squeezed by the 51 here.
Still three.
See, Matt was down, gave him plenty of room.
Easy, stay free.
Well, and you could also see the 63
Yellow's out, watch this 10, yellow's out, use them.
was battling up there with the 32, and he saw a little puff of smoke.
Right on. Trying to get inside you here. He's going to be on the apron, 2 wide with Suarez.
How far down the bottom he went?
Here. 3 wide middle.
And that's telling you have to be conscious of where you are, too, when you come back up on the racetrack.
These truckers are crazy, aren't they? I love the action we get.
Gallagher will get the free pass.
They put the 4 back in front of Matt Crafton. Undoubtedly, the 4 was leading at the most recent loop before the caution flag came out.
We saw Crafton clearly ahead when the caution flew on the track, but if they crossed the scoring loop before that, that puts the 4 back out in front.
Pits are open.
Who's going to take a chance? Who's going to take a chance and do 2 tires?
What are they going to do
to get some track position here?
This could be huge towards the championship.
Those left side tires have to be pretty worn, Phil.
Be a lot of laps on them.
Jones, Crafton, and Reddick, all 1, 2, and 3 on the track. 1, 2, and 3 in the points. Here they come, Hermie.
Route the 19 of Tyler Reddick is still too tight on the racetrack. It'll be 4 tires this time for the 19. Another track bar adjustment as well, and a full tank of fuel for Tyler Reddick. Vince.
Well, both the 4 of Eric Jones and the 88 of Matt Crafton want some help with their trucks. The 4 of Eric Jones, he says it's just way too tight, so he needs some help there. They're going to make a 4-tire change on the 4. Now, the 88 of Matt Crafton, remember, they took right side only on the first stop. It's going to be a 4-tire change for the 88 as well. A little slow, it looked like, on that right side. Now over to the left, you see the 88 and then the 4 right in front of them, so they can keep an eye on one another. The 88 out of the box first, and he's going to get past Eric Jones slow in the box for the 4.
Yeah, huge implications right there. I think they felt like it would be too many laps on those left side tires. They went with 4, and Crafton's guys did their job.
Hermie, how about the 19? Looked like some problems there.
Very tough situation for the 19. It took a long time. You see the right front started off, they got the lug nuts all fine, but as you can tell, the tire was recessed up and inside of the fender on the right front. They could not get it off. They lost valuable time on pit road. That'll cost them on the racetrack.
He came in 3rd, and now he's showing 10th. We'll be back. This could be one of the best restarts of the year with 42 to go. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.
Matt Crafton's got his teammate Johnny Sauter right behind him. If he can get a push on this restart, Phil, that'll be a lot of help.
Here we go. Everybody with fresh tires on that front row. Green flag waves, and we're headed to turn 1.
The center of the corner for Matt Crafton.
Now this is 2 guys with the gloves off racing for a championship. We saw Eric Jones start on that front row and make the move to the lead. Crafton does the same thing.
And Reddick dives to the bottom, goes below the yellow line, trying to make up some ground. He comes right up along the inside of John Hunter Nemechek.
Remember, all these guys put 4 fresh tires on for this run to the finish.
Nemechek, Reddick, and Suarez in the 51. That's 6, 7, and 8.
Now that Eric Jones is stuck behind Matt Crafton, it's going to be really interesting to see if he can make the move around Matt.
He may have the same issues that Matt had. When he gets close to him, he may lose the nose on that truck.
That truck's been out front all night long, so now that it's back in a little bit of traffic, I'm sure it's handling a bit differently.
Junior Joyner and his guys did their job. They got Matt Crafton out of the pits first. Now it's up to him.
That last round of pit stops, Reddick took 24.4 seconds, Jones 19.5, and Crafton's crew 15.6 seconds. That made the difference.
Yeah, we saw Reddick have some trouble on the right front. Eric Jones had a little bit of a hiccup on the left rear on his pit stop, and Crafton's was flawless.
And what's interesting about that is you see, yeah, well, that's a two-time championship winning crew. Not necessarily. A lot of the guys turned over on that team after they won 2 championships. There's a lot of guys on this crew, Michael, on the 88. This is their first year with them, and it goes to show you how Junior Joyner and Matt Crafton have pulled that crew together.
It's just such a solid leadership on that team. Junior Joyner and Matt are on the same page, and the people just feed off of their energy and how much they believe in each other, and that's put them in a position to win their 3rd straight championship.
Suarez in the 51. Trying to put the pressure on Reddick.
We know that Matt Crafton, Ralph, is going to have to drive the best 36 laps of the year. He's got a fast truck behind him and Eric Jones. They're both on 4 tires. They both made the adjustments that they want to make, and now the caution flies.
Caution is out because the one of Ruben Pardo is around.
Just think about these restarts. We know how tough they are. Matt Crafton did his job. He gets the chance to do it again.
You know, it's really kind of a staggering stat is that these are the first laps as we watch Pardo losing it here again. These are the first laps Crafton's ever led here at Phoenix. Let's see if he leads the most important one. The 2015 Camping World Truck Series champ will be crowned next week in Homestead. Should be a heck of a race to the finish between Eric Jones, Matt Crafton, and Tyler Reddick. Coverage of the Ford EcoBoost 250 begins next Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on FS1.
What a battle we've got. Matt Crafton has shown that he has a fast truck, but Eric Jones has dominated. It's going to come down to these restarts. If Jones can get the jump on Crafton. But you know, at Martinsville, Phil, Crafton just restart after restart. He did his job, and he put him away late. That's what he's going to have to do here if he wants to have a chance for this championship when he gets to Miami.
Remember how quickly he learned, because in the spring he lost the race to Joey Logano on a late restart.
A lot of cheerleading, I'm sure, going on from Junior Joyner, the crew chiefs down on pit road, the spotters, telling these guys this is what it's all about. This is what he raced for here. A late restart with a chance to grab a win.
As we take a look at Matt inside that truck, but don't forget Johnny Sauter, Timothy Peters back in row number 2. If these guys up front get their race too hard, those guys may be able to sneak in here.
Well, as they run on the racetrack right now, Crafton would have chipped away a little bit, but I'm not so sure it's all about the points that he would gain here tonight so much as it might be a little bit of a mental edge, a little bit of pressure he would be applying going to Homestead.
They just want to win.
That's right.
They're not thinking points right now. They just want to win. They want to win here tonight, and they want to go to Homestead and win.
We talked about Johnny Sauter, his streak of winning 6 years in a row. He wants to win too. He's going to try to get this jump on this restart.
Quick look at our Lucas Oil race summary here. Crafton currently leading, just 32 to go. 3 leaders, 8 lead changes. One more restart yet to go. How will this one play out?
Matt did this restart way different than he did the previous one, and Eric Jones is dead even with him.
Look at Sauter. The 98 goes to 3rd.
Look at Eric Jones fighting back on the outside.
Top 2 trucks side by side as they go through 3 and 4.
They're together.
Oh, they're together. And there goes Sauter. Oh, man. Huge implications.
It looks like Eric Jones may be able to survive that contact.
Not that 88 truck.
Man, no way.
Here, man.
Sauter's truck taken out, the 88 heavy damage, and how about the 4?
Yeah, look at the damage to that left rear corner of that Toyota.
We've talked about the speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour on this track. Will that team elect to come to pit road?
There goes Sauter right to the garage area.
A little bit of a fire under the hood.
Underneath the hood. You can see it down on the very bottom. He's got the window net down. There's Crafton's 88.
You know, that may bring the 4 to pit road for Rudy Fugle and his guys to look at that truck because he knows that the issues that the 88's having.
But look at the 19 truck of Tyler Reddick. He's been able to get up to the 8th position right now, maybe even 6th when these trucks pull off.
We're only going to have about 10 trucks on the lead lap, though, so it probably wouldn't be a huge disadvantage to bring that 4 truck down pit road here. I know there's less than 30 laps to go, but better to be safe than sorry here with that point lead.
Matt Crafton was just desperate to get the lead away from Jones on that restart. Jones had driven out in front of him as they exited turn 4. His truck got loose on the bottom and slid up into Jones.
Now we're hearing that the trucks are going to be brought to a stop over in turn 3.
There's nothing.
Vince, what can you tell us about the 4?
Well, the 4 of Eric Jones, they pancaked the right rear, and Eric was very upset with the way that all went down with the 88 of Matt Crafton. They're going to come in when the pit lane is open. They'll put 4 tires on it, and Rudy Fugle, the crew chief of the 4 of Eric Jones, want to make sure they get clearance around all 4 wheels, get out there, get the best finish they can, and he reminded Eric that Matt Crafton in this 88 is far worse off than the 4. Hermie?
Well, the 19 could end up, Vince, being in the catbird seat. A bad pit stop looked like it could have burst the championship bubble for the 19, but they've been back 2 pretty good restarts. He's worked his way back up from 10th up to 7th, and looks like he could be in a pretty good spot on this restart to gain some points and have a shot, Vince, at Homestead.
Well, and we are under red, so while under red, this 88 crew can investigate the damage on this 88 truck, but they can't begin to repair it yet. But I can tell you it is significant, and you can just tell that by the pictures, but they can't start working on it until we go from red to yellow.
They're not going to fix that truck.
No. He's gonna, right now, he's still being shown in the 10th spot, and he's going to fall dramatically there. Probably, certainly outside the top 20.
Yes, sir. Looks like possibly all the way back, Phil, to the 25th spot for Matt Crafton.
And if Eric Jones can just stay on the racetrack, come down to pit road, repair that truck, stay up in the top 10 somewhere, then that's probably going to eliminate Matt Crafton pretty much from this championship hunt.
And there he sits, the 2-time champ.
You can just see right there the truck was up the hill. Jones had to make the corner, and then he slides down and takes out his teammate as well.
You know, Eric Jones made a little more severe contact with the outside wall than I initially thought. Looks like he bopped it pretty good.
It's just so hard to keep your truck on the bottom.
And this is hard racing here. There's absolutely no intent whatsoever, but you can see how hard that 4 got into that outside wall and how hard that Matt Crafton and Johnny Sauter got together.
And we're going to have a great race to the checkered here. You got Timothy Peters. We've talked about how solid that truck is. You see him there in the 4th spot as they exit turn 4 here. But when these 3 trucks crash, he's going to inherit the lead.
I'm telling you, a lot more contact with the outside wall for Eric Jones.
It was a much harder hit than it initially looked like, wasn't it? Yeah, he really popped the wall pretty good.
You got Peters, and then behind Peters is John Hunter Nemechek. We've seen that truck really strong down on the apron in turn 3 and 4. He's going to be serious about trying to get this win.
Hey, it's anybody's race right now. That just wide open right now. We may get to victory lane.
See that left front of Jones' truck come right up off the racetrack.
Get live entertainment tonight on Midway Cantina.
Right along and listen.
Matt was trying to stay off Eric Jones, and certainly no intent whatsoever, just hard racing. He knew that if he lost that lead, he probably lost the race.
And the championship.
And the championship.
Keep coming. Hey, Rick, behind you. Yellow's out. Yellow's out.
Eric Jones, a dominant truck. Matt Crafton's team got him the lead on pit road, and Matt was desperately trying to keep it on the racetrack when his truck got away from him.
damage to the Eric Jones truck. We'll see more down pit road. We go back under the caution flag.
Here's a look at Sauter's truck as they try to clean up the mess around it. A lot of fluids coming out of the bottom of the Smoky Mountain 98.
Yeah, just a victim of circumstances. They're wrong place at the wrong time.
They're just trying to load that baby up, Phil.
Yeah.
Hermie?
Yeah, we've got Johnny Sauter back in the garage getting a shot of the truck. First of all, Johnny, good to see you add a lot of damage to this truck. What happened on the racetrack?
Yeah, you know, I think Kraft had just got loose underneath the 4 truck is what it looked like, and then he came spilling across the racetrack, and I just had nowhere to go. So it's a shame. Our Smoky Mountain Herbal Snuff, Curb Records Toyota, was really good tonight. I had a good feeling about it in race trim. I just, for some reason, can't qualify. But we really needed this race to go green to the end because I feel like we could have ran with those guys. Our lap times after about 15 laps were as good, if not better. So just got all the guys from Smoky Mountain up there in a suite, and we were trying to give them a bang. This is their last race with them this year. So just, I don't know, this thing's destroyed. I know that. That was a pretty good hit.
It's Johnny Sauter, glad he's all right, but definitely a lot of damage to the 98. Big hit.
Well, he did have a very fast race truck. He was right. He was going to be in the thick of this coming to the finish.
Remember, we were talking, so let's don't discount Johnny Sauter, Timothy Peters, because if the 4 and the 88 got together racing hard as they were, then those guys might be in the driver's seat. Well, it happened, but unfortunately, Johnny Sauter's not going to be able to reap the benefits, and Timothy Peters may.
What about Tyler Reddick? He's being shown in the 6th spot now, Phil. When Eric Jones comes to pit road, that'll put him in the top 5. Talked about the catbird seat. He's going to gain some ground during this race.
Let's listen in to the radio, the 19 of Reddick.
All right, so here's where we sit, okay? Once again, we got absolutely nothing to lose altogether. 4's got damage and is going to pit. Not that many on the lead lap, so he's not going to fall far. So we just got to get everything. No, I take it back. We got to take everything there is.
Well, that's the only way you can approach this when you're 3rd in the championship and the door's cracking open a little bit, Phil. You don't just hope it opens up. You got to shove it open.
You got to take it. Tyler Reddick will do that, too. He's a strong racer, very aggressive. He has some trucks in front of him that he's been able to outrun this entire night, so it's in his hands right now.
Of course, the 4 crew has not had a chance to peek up underneath that truck yet to see what could be wrong there. NASCAR's crew out there working on the racetrack, getting it ready to go back.
And I love the fact that they're going to, red flag this race so these track workers can get this racetrack in raceable shape so we can race more green flag laps. Remember I talked about the 88 and his restarts. Watch this. This is the first one. Watch him. He's a steady pace when he gets to the restart zone, and he has a little bit of an edge on Eric Jones.
It was just a steady run through
the gears, and this is the most recent one. Watch how slow he is right there. Eric Jones anticipates, and they're dead even when they get to the start-finish line. They ran side by side all the way around the racetrack until they got off of turn 4 and then wrecked.
I think when you restart later in the box, it takes away some of your advantage. The leader has the advantage. The box is double the size it used to be. You leave early, the advantage is still in the leader's court. But when you wait late like Crafton did, it gives the second place guy a chance to anticipate sooner when the start's going to happen.
Because you know it's got to go. If the leader doesn't restart by the end of the restart zone, then the flagman's going to start the race and anybody can go.
I think Matt Crafton just said, I need to mix it up. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. Ultimately, that didn't work.
Vince, what are they saying about the 4?
Well, as you look at that damage on the 88, the 4 is certainly concerned about its damage on that right rear as well. And crew chief Rudy Fugel explaining to the team, certainly making them aware that the 88 is far worse off than they are. So he wants to make sure that when this 4 does come to pit road, that they fix the damage and they fix it right the first time. They don't want to miss anything and get out there and then blow a tire or have a tire get cut because of something they didn't tend to when they come to pit road initially. So they know they're not going to win the race at this point. They just want to make sure they troubleshoot the best of their ability when Eric Jones comes to pit lane.
And Timothy Peters there in the 17, showing in second right now. But, you know, traditionally this is not a great track for him. He only has one finish better than 12th here at Phoenix in 6 starts. Could change that dramatically here tonight.
Let's see if we can get a word with Timothy Peters. The door is open wide for him to try to get this victory. Timothy Peters, it's Michael up in the FS1 booth. Looks like you're in the catbird seat, buddy. You've had a strong Toyota all night long, and you're going to have the lead when this race restarts.
Yeah, I hope we can maintain it. Marcus and all the guys on pit road have really picked me up on my Red Horse Tundra. We've been free, we've been tight, so it seems like right now we're pretty good. Hopefully track position, this fresh air is going to help out. So just make sure we make it to lap 150 and stay inside the top 5. Hopefully we can pull this thing off.
A couple of wrecks tonight. You've been right in the middle of them, been able to work your way through them. Great job of driving. Unfortunately, the truck into your inside, he's in the outside wall. Can you tell how severe that damage is on the Ford truck?
Yeah, it's been crazy tonight. Chris and I have done a great job guiding me through a lot of the hornet's nest there. The Ford truck just got quarter-panel damage, bed top damage. So I assume he's probably going to pit, or hey, he may gamble and stay out. You never know.
Well, we're here. He's coming to pit road, so you'll be the control truck. Have a great run to the checkered, and thanks for talking with us.
Thanks, Mikey.
Well, Timothy Peters finished 6th at Texas. That was his worst finish in the last 6 races to go along with that win at Talladega. This guy's just anxious to go to work on that 88.
Yeah, pretty good cleanup here because I think the 98 of Johnny Sauter had a broken radiator or oil cooler, so I think they oiled down the racetrack a pretty good bit getting down into turn number 1.
Well, we see Vince is ready to go down there. Okay, Vince.
Well, Junior Joyner, the crew chief on this 88. First, give us an assessment of the damage that you've seen so far.
We've assessed it's pretty tore up. Yeah, it's tough. We had a good Menards Tundra today, and I thought we were going to win that race, you know, and just some of these young guys don't want to give up. They want to win, and I think racing for a championship, you probably should have pedaled it a little bit and followed in behind us, finished second today, but, you know, they want to sit on your door, and it's just the product of this, you know. Every time you sit on somebody's door, you get loose, you get free off, and Matt tried, he pedaled it, and he hit him, and then that was it. So it's unfortunate we took out 2 of Duke's trucks today, so it's not good.
Any chance at all you're going to be able to get this back out for a couple of laps here at the end?
Oh, yeah, these guys never quit, man.
Ralph?
All right, Vince, thanks. Yeah, you know, this one thing about this crew and talking to Junior at Texas, he said, you know, we'd won 2 championships. We're great and comfortable with that. We're not going to push it. We're just going to come here and race to win and see what happens. They get the yellow flag out, and they go right to work. 11.5 minutes under red.
Look at that work beginning on that 88 truck just to get a lap or so. Talk about the team doesn't quit. That comes from the leadership of Junior Joyner and Matt Crafton. They believe in each other. You could hear during that interview, he thought that wreck was Eric Jones's fault. And that's how you have to be if you're a partnership like Junior and Matt have. They're going to work their rear ends off.
Yeah, and Junior has Matt's back, and then vice versa.
Here
comes the Ford. Headed to pit road.
And pit road is open right now.
It's a long way down to their pit box, all the way down in turn number 1. But when he gets there, the crew will be ready. And Vince, I know you're there as well.
Well, and again, as we said earlier, Rudy Fugle, the crew chief on this 4 team, just urging the team to take their time. They've got plenty of time. Make sure that they inspect the damage, which is primarily on the right rear. There is some left rear damage as well, but primary damage on the right rear. They want to just make sure that they fix it right the first time. So we'll keep an eye on that. Doesn't seem to be any significant issue there on the right, pulling it out. Over to the left side to put on fresh tires there as well. Underneath the inspection, again, just making sure that they don't miss anything this first time that haunts them over the course of these final 28 laps.
Vince, I think they might have some suspension damage under the back of that truck. Maybe a bent truck arm, something under there that's not lined up correctly.
We'll see how they do when we come back to Phoenix.
Hey, we're Jay and Dan after truck racing on Fox Sports Live. College hoops tips off.
Plus, LeBron and Carmelo go head-to-head. MSG goes down to the wire. Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm, they weigh in for UFC 193. Gets rough, too.
It's all next on our show, Fox Sports Live.
All right, guys, we look forward to seeing that. Oh, more problems for Crafton. The left front down on the rim. And the 88's headed back to pit lane.
Undoubtedly, something was rubbing because they put a new left front tire on that truck.
I think that was just a hope and a prayer, maybe to get a couple laps here to try to keep from losing more positions. But that truck was damaged way too severely to be able just to put a couple tires on it and send him back.
And here comes the 88.
Well, obviously, you see the damage that's been done to this truck here as Matt Crafton brings it in. Junior Joyner just trying to put a Band-Aid on it to get Crafton back on the track to finish over the course of these 25 laps. But it's going to take more than a Band-Aid. Left front damage is severe. You know, initially, Junior Joyner told the team that he felt like the most severe damage was on the right rear of the truck. But obviously now they're having an issue with the left front. It's going to be an eventful 25 laps for the 88 of Matt Crafton.
You see the officials there monitoring the repairs they're making. They won't let that truck go on the track if they think it's just going to go out there and blow another tire.
John Hunter Nemechek's going to inherit the second spot. Timothy Peters, our leader, taking the outside.
What about that call? We haven't seen that all night long. Remember, I think early in the box is better for the leader. Let's see what Peters elects to do. There you go.
Hunter Nemechek in the 8, Peters in the 17, and Peters gets to jump.
Timothy went early, drove it hard down in turn number 1. Let's see if it sticks.
Oh, he goes way up high off turn 2, but he's got good momentum up there, and he's pulling away from John Hunter.
The Talladega winner and the winner in Chicago. Peters and Nemechek running 1 and 2. Suarez in the 51 trying to get into the fight.
It was side by side with the Gallagher, able to pull up in front. How about the 19 of Reddick going for the 4th spot? That's J.J. Haley in the 32 truck.
Reddick sideways down on the bottom, is able to hold it off of Haley. Loses his momentum, though. And look at Suarez. First time in the top 10, he's charging toward the top 5.
Inside of Tift goes Suarez. Tift in the 54. Suarez coming through the pack following the 19 of Reddick.
Reddick needs to regroup. He was underneath the 32 of Haley. Got loose, lost that spot back.
Let's go back and show you the moment the 19 had. Boy, it got awful loose behind the wheel of that blue Ford.
Right there, he's loose. He's trying to regain control. Does a nice job not getting in to the 32 of Haley.
John Hunter Nemechek, the number 8, closing in on Peters now that he's got his momentum going.
Who's that in 3rd spot? How about John West Townley, that yellow 05 Zaxby's truck in 3rd?
The Las Vegas winner.
I think Matt Crafton has pulled the 88 truck back to the garage, unable to keep his speed up. But look at John Hunter, and remember, Phil, he likes that low side in turns 3 and 4. If he can get a run on the inside down the back straightaway, he'll go all the way to the apron to try to make this pass.
Camping World, 20 to go here at Phoenix.
Remember, Timothy Peters is a 9-time winner. Ooh, John Hunter gets really loose down there in the middle of 1 and 2.
Boy, did he. Diving down below the yellow line. Here he goes again. And how about Jones? The 4 truck shows in 9th. He's inside of Kennedy.
Remember, Kennedy had that accident early on, a bunch of laps down. That is not a battle for position. He's just in survival mode right now, Eric Jones. Would just love to finish. We only have 11 trucks right now on the lead lap, and he would love to finish somewhere in that top 11.
Here's Reddick. Meanwhile, showing in 5th behind Haley here.
He knows that spot right there is 1 more point. needs every point he can get. We heard Doug Randolph tell him that we got to be aggressive and go take those points.
And here's how the points stack up right now. Jones would continue to be the leader, but it's now Reddick in second, 19 back. Crafton 32 behind. He's off the track right now, back in the garage area, listed in 23rd.
Yeah, he might not lose many more laps, maybe not any more laps right now. He certainly won't gain any more either, any more positions. He may not lose any more positions, excuse me, but he finds himself 32 points behind as they run right now, which essentially eliminates him.
What about Jerry Baxter and this team for Daniel Suarez? He's racing up there with Tyler Reddick, trying to get inside the top 5 as Reddick gets to the inside of Haley. Haley's done a great job running in the 4th position.
This is where he got real loose before. He's getting loose again. Oh, watch Suarez on the inside.
Suarez going to take advantage of it. The 51 dives below the yellow line, trying to come by him, and he completes the pass. Suarez now to 5th.
And you know KBM loves that. That puts that 19 truck one more spot back. That's another point.
15 to go.
Suarez all the way outside the top 20 early in this race due to a tire that was leaking. They've made the right adjustments, has Jerry Baxter in that team. Reddick's going to hit the bottom of the road and try to grab that spot back.
Vince, the 51 is getting stronger as this race winds down.
You know, one of the issues this team had was during the practice on Thursday, a 2.5-hour practice, they dealt with a vibration much of the day, and they had to find the vibration, and Jerry Baxter said that we didn't get a chance to work on our race trim as much as we wanted. So today they started this race way too tight. They've had some radio issues, but it seems like they've got the truck maybe the best it's been all weekend.
Well, you see Crafton coming back out onto the racetrack.
The 19 struggled there at exit of turn number 4.
I think this truck of Matt Crafton is inevitably going to have to go to the garage. He just has no speed.
Suarez going inside on Haley. Hermie, Reddick is hanging in there, but he's not able to get around these two.
And Ralph, they are preaching to him on the radio that they need every spot they can get. They told him that the 4 truck is back right inside the top 10. He needs to get this 32 and this 51. He needs to get every point he can in these final 12 laps.
Suarez storms around Haley. He's in the 4th position.
Good battle back behind them. Matt Tiff, the 54. Spencer Gallagher, the 23, battling for 7th.
Reddick trying to close up on the back of J.J. Haley's 32. See if he can at least get back to 5th.
Just 11 laps to go here.
Meanwhile, Timothy Peters, who has not had great success here at Phoenix. Hermie's on his way to his 2nd win of the year if he can keep it going.
And Ralph, one of the most amazing stats I've seen on Timothy Peters, as good as he is on this type of a racetrack, he only got 1 top 10 finish in 6 starts at this racetrack, but that does not matter right now. He has been fast, but he's also been at the right place at the right time, made good adjustments. He started off the race a little bit on the free side, but right now, at the right time, his 17 is hooked up.
He sure is, and he's holding off Nemechek and Townley and Suarez.
Can't believe that team's got that truck running at all, but Crafton just keeps coming in and out of the garage, making repairs and trying to keep the minimum speed.
Reddick still working Haley here with 9 to go. Got to get around him and get a couple of points back.
Reddick's faster than Haley, but he's finding it really difficult to get that 19 truck to stick on the bottom. It looks like he's going to go down there and try it again.
Spencer Gallagher's right behind this battle for the 5th spot. Spencer's now up into the 7th spot, got by Matt Tift.
There goes Jones around his championship rival. Crafton still showing in 23rd. And Jones in 10th.
Yeah, Eric Jones has about a 3-second cushion on the 11th place truck of Mason Mingus. So it looks like he's secure in the 10th spot.
Good recovery for Mingus after being in that restart accident. Actually slid up and caused that mess, and he's able to soldier on and running in the 11th spot.
The 88 has been posted and told to bring it in. Too slow on the racetrack, and Reddick doing everything he can to get around this 32.
Yeah, that's not going to matter for Matt Crafton. I don't think he can even change his position here, either forward or backwards. So might as well take it to the garage. Here goes Reddick.
Down to the bottom. Reddick once again. Does he come up in front of him? Yes. Points back to the category for Reddick.
Every point helps, and every point counts.
Well, he needed to do it too because Gallagher was closing in the 23, and he couldn't afford to lose any more.
How about a shout out to Haley, though? A solid effort, doing a great job in that 32 truck for Todd Braun.
Peters and Nemechek. John Hunter with those new sponsor logos. You want to impress him? Put your truck in victory lane here tonight.
He's gained on the last 2 or 3 laps. He's inside of 0.4 of a second right there. You can see it. Timothy Peters is going to have to deal with some lap traffic here. Going to easily get by the 10 of Jennifer Jo Cobb, but Nemechek's pulling in on him, guys.
We're going to have a battle for the win here at Phoenix in the final few laps. 3 to go this time by. He had to get out of it a little bit.
He's giving that truck all it's got, driving it as hard as he can go. Be interesting to see if he can get close enough to Peters to make the move to the bottom.
Less than half a second separating the two.
Slower lap truck just ahead of Peters.
Timothy wants to catch that lap truck at the right place and not lose any time. Hold on to that half-second lead he has.
We talk about this as such a momentum track. You catch a lap truck in the wrong part of the turn, it'll cost you all the way down the straightaway.
The veteran Peters with over 200 career starts in this series, trying to get his second win of the year. And the youngster, John Hunter Nemechek, right there behind him looking for his second win.
Good run through 3 and 4 for John Hunter. He's closing in on Peters going down toward turn 1.
Final lap.
You can see the fire when Timothy, out of the exhaust, when Timothy Peters got back in the throttle. He holds on. Here comes Nemechek with a shortcut.
Trying to take a shot at him. John Hunter runs right up to the backside of the 17. Coming off at turn 4, Timothy Peters gets his 10th career win and his 206th career start.
Awesome job, boys. Awesome job, Chris Lambert, Timothy, all these guys for our hard work.
A win on the Super Speedway at Talladega and victory here tonight in Phoenix on the Mott. Red Horse number 17 headed to victory lane, and we go to Vince with Matt Crafton.
Well, certainly not the way you wanted this one to end up, I know. But how would you describe what happened there in that incident, Matt?
I just got loose. I don't know. Like I said, it was 100% my fault. He was just down. We were close. It was tight racing when you hit somebody side by side with you. I just got loose and I made a mistake. And like I said, mistakes happen. We're all human. And like I said, we're going to Homestead. Like I said, I hate it for the guys because we had such a good truck. So I said, I'll just go on and I said, pick our head up and go to Homestead.
Thanks, Matt.
They'll go on to Homestead. Timothy Peters is headed to victory lane as he gets his 8th different track victory. We head to LA for just a quick minute. We'll be back to hear from the winner.
Proud my shoes untied. Fox Sports Live, I'm Jay, he's Dan. This on-camera appearance allows us to benefit from the Truck Series high TV rating.
We've got qualifying from the final race of the Eliminator 8 in the chase for the Sprint Cup coming up. But first, we're going back to Phoenix. Ralph, Phil, and Michael. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you, guys. Good luck with that shoe there, fixing that knot.
We're having donuts here.
Yeah, donuts and fireworks and everything going on here.
Timothy Peters celebrating a great win. He just battled all night long. Started back in the 10th spot, Phil, but early on we could see he had a strong truck, was able to fight toward the front. He doesn't need those tires anymore.
Well, he doesn't have the rear ones anymore.
That's got to be a great feeling.
That's all he needs right there, the checkered flag at Phoenix.
Pretty good swing there for him, too, looked like.
He's going to limper to victory lane.
Had a great truck, and he was in position when Eric Jones and Matt Crafton got together racing for the lead and held off a very determined John Hunter Nemechek.
With that win, Toyota will clinch their 8th Manufacturers Championship here, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. That ties them with Chevrolet for the most in series history. Their 13th win, 2015, their 7th here in Phoenix. 15th career win for the folks at Red Horse Racing.
It's nice when the good guys have some success, like Tom DeLoach and Timothy Peters, Marcus Richmond, that entire team.
We saw Tom DeLoach on the pit box when Timothy took the checker flag, celebrating with his team, his friends. Timothy Peters is as good as they get in this series, and it's really cool to see him have such a big victory here in Phoenix.
Becomes a 5th repeat winner of 2015. Jones will be frustrated he's not going to victory lane, but he might be going for the big title when we get to Homestead, Vince. He takes another step closer to that first championship.
He did indeed. It was an eventful night, that's for sure. Matt said he simply got loose. He took responsibility for it. But what's going through your mind when it's happening?
Well, you're disappointed. I really don't want to talk about it that much. It's disappointing. It's unfortunate we're racing for the win and that kind of situation happens, but, everybody makes mistakes, and unfortunately Matt made one tonight, and it cost both of us a shot at the win. Fortunately, he got the worst end of it, but that doesn't take away from it, man. We had a really fast Tundra. We definitely, I thought, had the best truck here all night. We still got a 19-point lead. We need to go to Homestead and have a 15th place day, so hopefully we can do that. But it's, like I said, it's just unfortunate. I wish we could have raced for the win.
Did you feel like the two of you had raced one another cleanly through the restarts and other times when you'd been side by side?
Well, I think so. I think it was definitely hard racing. Matt's always run us pretty hard. And like I said, it was definitely some hard racing, but he didn't want to see at the lead, obviously, and slipped up and made a mistake. So, it's going to happen. It's racing. It's hard racing. We were both at fast trucks, and it's just a shame when it takes you both out of a shot for a win.
Your championship hopes flashed before your eyes when that incident happened?
At that moment, I wasn't thinking about the championship. I was thinking about winning a race, and that flashed before my eyes. But, I was somewhat worried about it. I wasn't too concerned about it. I figured we'd be okay since obviously the 88 was involved as well. But still a 19-point lead, so that's a solid little margin to go into Homestead.
Salvaged a 9th place finish. It was eventful tonight for Eric Jones.
Sure was, Vince. Let's take a look at our Ram, Guts, and Glory here tonight.
We talked about Timothy Peters. I'm not sure how he even missed this incident between Brandon Jones, William Byron, Cole Custer. That's Timothy right there getting by that 33 truck.
And that's upwards of 140 miles an hour he makes that move around that crash. And then again, the leader's crashing. The track is nearly blocked at one moment, and he's able to sneak through. And then this restart. This was the key. He was able to leave that restart zone early, get a jump on John Hunter, and was driving to victory lane.
John Hunter stuck right with him the entire time, all the way to the checkered flag.
Second win for him this year, Hermie. Timothy Peters climbs out of that truck. Big win for this team. Helped Toyota clinch the Manufacturers Championship tonight as well. He did it in dramatic fashion. You saw everything that the 17 had to go through. Timothy, we showed all these highlights. First of all, congratulations. You helped Toyota sew up the Manufacturers title. But early in the race, every time there was an issue on the racetrack, you were right in the middle of it. How did you survive all that and put yourself in a position to win this race?
Chris Lambert kept me alert and, being able to see what was going on. But how about
clinching the Toyota's Manufacturer Championship tonight. That's awesome. Thank you, Toyota, for what you do for Red Horse Racing. Thank the good Lord. Thank his team, Toyota, Triad, Horsepower. You know, we were a top 5 truck tonight, and, you know, we earned this one. This is just awesome.
After you got in that position, it came down to a final restart with you in the 8. What went through your mind, and how were you able to get that start that eventually sealed the victory?
Well, the track was still pretty slick, pretty oily when they gave us the one to go. Our truck was good on the short run, and we'll get a little tight on the long run on corner exit, so it's all about not overdriving the entry. But thanks to everybody involved with us, Wally X, AutosByNelson.com, Goodridge, Liquid Performance, Russo's, Notch Gear. Just in case people are wondering about what my hat is for my sunglasses. Tom DeLoach giving me an awesome opportunity. Triad, Horsepower again. Just a great day.
Timothy Peters gets his 10th career victory. Vince?
With Tyler Reddick came into this race 3rd in the points, posts his 4th consecutive top 5 finish, gained a couple of points in the championship, now 19 back. But how would you maybe evaluate maybe the opportunity that almost presented itself tonight?
Yeah, you know, I was really proud of our dry-tight F-150 guys. We had a very strong truck that came out and showed up in the race. We obviously weren't that great in practice, but it's a real shame we had our hiccup on pit road. With the way things ended up playing out, we would have been in a position to drive away with it had I not been in that wreck. So we had that, felt like the 3rd fastest truck. We had a bad pit stop, and we made it just a little too loose to be that far back in the traffic. I feel like even cleaner plays a key here. So it's a real shame. Even with the oil and all the stuff that got dumped on the bottom, that was the spot to make my pass into turn 3 and 4, and I just could not get through that corner, and I couldn't set up a pass on anybody.
Tyler Reddick 5th tonight, still with a shot at the championship next week at Homestead.
Speaking of that championship battle going on to Florida, here's the way it shakes out. Eric Jones continues to lead. It's 19 back now to Reddick, 32 to Crafton.
Reddick's that little train that could. He just keeps chugging along and keeping those boys honest. He's going to go to Miami with a chance to win a championship.
1 round to go.
Yeah, Matt Crafton, unfortunately, in his try for 3 in a row, it's going to come up short, but a great year nonetheless.
Well, that'll close out the night here in Phoenix. It's on to Homestead, Miami. You'll see it next week right here on FS1. So long from Phoenix. Congratulations, Timothy Peters.